Australia is a country that has fire at its core, but not like this, not like we're experiencing it now.
Some fires, you just do it and move on, and then others really stick with you.
The one thing with fire is, like, once it's going and it's not under control, you can defend the property, you can rescue lives till a certain degree, but if fire goes hard enough, if the wind picks up, you can't stop it.
It's deafening. It's the second loudest natural sound. You can hear it from kilometres away. And it's not just an audible thing, it's a full body experience.
Sirens, pumps, everyone yelling. You could just hear it coming like a freight train.
It was during Black Summer as a volunteer firefighter that I found myself at the edge of a sclerophyll rainforest in northern New South Wales. Our job was to look for spot fires at the quiet end of what was creeping towards us through the bush on the other side. And then the wind changed, and the quiet end of the column became the very active end of the column. We attempted to keep it back, and it's then we experienced a thing called a flashover, also called a burnover. That's when you can do no more, and the fire is threatening to overwhelm the vehicles involved. Everyone retreats to the cabin, the defensive systems of the truck are deployed, and you wait, because you can't do anything else. The fire is going to do its thing. Thankfully, it went over and around the truck. We got out and looked and saw these vortices of flame. So these big columns of swirling flame. And you usually see them around a tree or around some kind of burnable material. But these were burning in the air, burning nothing but air.
I've never met an artist firefighter before. This story of Flashover came up, his experience of enduring a flashover. And that image for him, that moment, was just like the end of the world, really. It's like the most surreal, strange cataclysm. It's that short experience that we've extended into a whole space here in Flashover, and you get to walk through it and see fire and to see landscape and to see kangaroos and to see people, which may allow you to think about what fire means to us as a society and as a group of people trying to survive through the climate emergency. The question for us is, how do we create this space? How do we reimagine a fire?
We're using a number of different emerging imaging technologies, things like photogrammetry and Gaussian splatting, to really push the boundaries of the technology and bring all these different memories to life. It is a photographic project at its core. There's tens of thousands of photographs that's gone into its making of volunteer firefighters of the truck at various different locations around Australia, including sites burnt during Black Summer. But we wanted the imagery to be non-photorealistic for the most of it. We loved the idea of allowing the artefacting in the Gaussian splats, the imperfect points as they render, letting it be vague, incomplete, fragmented, just like memories are. To engage with the software not as a tool, but also as another collaborator. You couldn't possibly disentangle any of our roles within this project. It's this beautiful work of collaboration between humans, technology, and the world.
This is a project that has people who think visually, who think physically within space, who think through audio. We've worked really hard to build a shared language to move across those forms and to try and build a space together that makes sense of all those things.
I was very interested in creating a light-locked space so that that media could really speak within the walls and not be affected by the large LED screen at the end of the space. It was really mocking it out in 2D, using lines and rectangles, and then growing it up into a 3D world. Also working through construction details and various materials, and that developed the design further.
It was very important for us to include the experiences of the volunteer firefighters themselves, not only on a visual level, but also on a soundscape level. A very important part of Flashover are the sounds you hear.
There's a 15-channel design, and those sounds are in relation to the physical and visual materials, but they're also in relation to each other.
There was a lot of conversations about materials, about hard surfaces versus fabric and how the sound would flow through that space.
It's an abstract space, really. You know, even though there's figures like kangaroos and orchids, it's kind of abstracted out of that. So we've got recordings of guitar and bass and also synthesizer.
There are these big things of silence and freight train, these ideas of presence and absence, and also the absence of bird and insect life within a forest that is about to be burnt or that is burning.
Growing up in the country, it's very much a part of your consciousness, the idea of recurrent bushfires. But there's a bigger thing brewing, which is everywhere and which is critical, and which we need all the ideas, motivations, fears that we can muster.
We occupy a world that is under the pump. The data's in. Tipping points are being reached earlier. Fires are burning hotter, faster, more frequent.
There is a change to the earth that's happening because of our impact. We're headed towards devastation.
As artists, what can we actually add to the conversation? How can we create spaces to sit with these complicated ideas? So far away from a fire front, we need to find a way to respond before it's too late.
Flashover doesn't intentionally provide you with any answers. Its job is to ask you questions.
I've never seen anything like this.
Just incredible.
We still have a slim chance to turn this around, or at least mitigate what's to come. We need to do it now. We hope Flashover can spur a little bit more conversation, a little bit more of what it feels like to be in these scenarios, to be in this environment as it radically changes. And we hope people do something with that feeling.